You want to know something? Women are the absolute cruelest creatures on this planet.
And, things I see that women do, things I know and heard that women do, the paternity issue, how these women lay next to a man for years, looking a kid in the eyes for years, knowing there's no relation, how good men get stomped out, how kids are just used for a check. I've come to the conclusion that I think women are just pure evil. Like, I really think women are just pure evil. Women are naturally evil beings, I believe. And only a woman who's honest about our natural nature of being deceptive can change it. Like, for example, I know that naturally there's a selfish, gimme, I want that type of way about me. So, about people, period, but especially women. So if you can't be honest and say that that's in there, then you can't deal with it and address it. And so I've noticed that the women who say they're the dopest, they're the this, they're the that are usually the worst, because you have to acknowledge the beast in you in order to tame it. And so I really just think most women are naturally evil, period. I just think they're evil. And not even just how they deal with men and kids makes them evil, but how they deal with each other. Women are so jealous, deceptive, conniving. Like, you can just feel the evil when you are in the presence of certain women. You can walk in a room and you just feel the dagger.
Number one is that you need to be making at least $130K a year. And you need to have at least 2 side hustles. If you cannot make $130K or more, then you are out of my league. How do you expect to give me money for my kids if you only make $50K a year? You have to have at least 3 cars under your name. Your second car has to have 8 seats, because I have 3 kids. So I want them to be comfortable whenever we go with you on a trip or something. You want me to come with you? I'm going to bring my kids, and you need to have enough space for my kids. So that's why I require you to have an SUV and a vehicle of your own if you're going to be dating me. Another requirement is that you have to have a property under your name, and you have to be looking into getting your second property. Have to get a home that has 6 rooms, because each of my kids have to be in their own room.
I really wish I wasn't the first one to say this, but this is delusional. This is exactly what men are talking about when they want to know what a woman brings to the table. Because what does this woman bring except for financial burden? But not only that, but it is very clear that she will be an emotional burden, because she is labeling these things as expectations. She expects all of them. They are requirements. Because even if she met a man and got into a relationship with someone that was willing to give her all of these things, which we all know she won't, he would not be appreciated. He would have to continue to do these things over and over and over again. And then once he finally broke, guess who's taking half of his stuff? This is why in today's day and age, no man is going to settle for this.
The reason why a lot of ladies are struggling with the red pill, the reason why a lot of ladies are struggling with men even talking publicly about women's behaviors is because you all have been conditioned to believe that women were the only ones that are allowed to be a part of the conversation. The View, talk shows, newspapers, magazines. You had a 60-year plus run of propaganda that heavily talked about what you needed, what you deserved, who you don't need, and who you're better than. So that on nationally televised shows like The View, they're talking about, do we need men? The idea that something on national television would say, are women necessary? Are women needed?
Men would never say that.
We would never even say something like that. You've gotten so conditioned to this. This small segment in a small section of the internet called the manosphere is where men are taking barbershop conversations and taking conversations that they may have in private with a male mentor. They're just putting it out in the public eye. Sometimes it's misogynist. A lot of times it's just accurate.
Do you have your passport?
I do, yes.
Do you travel often?
Not often, but I do travel.
Where have you been really?
I've been to Dominican Republic. I've been to Ghana recently, and I hope to go to Belize soon.
So 2 places?
Yes.
Bruh.
Why'd you pouch up for love?
Well,
over 2 places.
Because I love to travel, and I feel like you're 37. I feel like you should have been a little bit more places by now, you know.
She do got a job.
Yeah, we all got jobs, baby. But I'm just saying, like, I just feel like she probably should have been in a few more places, maybe. That's all.
I respect that.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
all. Nothing else.
absolutely.
Nothing major. That's all.
Gotcha.
God, dog. Man. I don't know, Doc. Because you've been to 2 places. I mean, I think I've been to Jamaica and Canada. I can't remember anywhere else that I've traveled outside of the States. I mean, I want to go. I just haven't. God, dog.
This is a fragment of my finger. This is what the wee wee looked like. When he was ready for me, he pulled this little wee wee out, this little micro brine shrimp, and said, bend over and take this. Where am I taking this? What's the return policy?
Hey, you might not be over 6 feet. You might not make 6 figures. You might not even have a 6-pack. But if you got anywhere between 5 to 8 inches, you blessed, man. You blessed. Y'all might say, well, why 8 inches? Because 9 and above, you know, from what the ladies say, they say the big ones hurt. You know, they always say I'm perfect. And I choose to accept that as a compliment. And so what I mean to tell y'all, all my brothers that suffering from micro PP, my heart goes out to you.
Spoiling your man back in a relationship just to show him reciprocity is cute and all, but one thing men want more than anything out of their relationship is to feel valued, understood, respected, and appreciated. Being spoiled back in a relationship is cool and all, but for men, these 4 things I've just mentioned are everything to them, and behind these things, they will move mountains for you. The moment a man feels he's being unvalued, unappreciated, disrespected, misunderstood, and even taken for granted of, they will leave and never look back, no matter how much they love you. Appreciation, respect, being understood, and valued speaks louder to a man than I love you ever will. And when a man feels like his lady is pouring all 4 of these things into him, he now becomes a safe place for her to land, like that ass.
Women are not expecting you to fly them to the moon. They want effort. Remember the name of their best friend. Text them when they had a hard meeting and say, how did it go? Plan a thoughtful date. And so I think that you have men over here saying, if I'm not 6 feet tall, I don't have a chance. So why participate anyway? And then you have women saying, in some ways, I just want you to be an effortful, nice person. And I'm not even getting that. And so I think that for men, they can actually get much farther than they think and be better than 90% of men by doing some of these bare minimum things that other men aren't doing.
But what you're actually saying is effort. That's what. So what you're saying is not actually true, right? Well, I just want you to give effort, because a man goes into the kitchen and he stacks the dishes, and that, you know, he does it wrong. That's effort. I tried to stack, well, you know, you should be competent enough over time. No, the dishwasher was actually stacked okay. It just was stacked how you wanted it to be stacked. So in your mind, it moves from effort and being helpful to weaponized incompetence, because in your mind, because you have to lord over everything. You have to oversee everything. It has to be up to your standards, right? So even you talking about planning a thoughtful date, what does that mean, right? I could think that thoughtful means, oh, well, we went to coffee, had a nice walk. We talked about our lives on a nice, cool, crisp afternoon. We bought the dogs out. I have dogs. She has dogs. And afterwards, you know, well, we started by getting coffee or tea, whatever she likes. And then, you know, we took the dogs out for a walk. Nice, calm, crisp, cool afternoon. And then we ended by, you know, maybe getting tacos, or I don't know, going to a local food truck or something like that, and supporting a small business, and then just talking. And then, well, I had a nice time. Hope to see you again. I thought that was thoughtful. I planned 2 or 3 events where we could, over the course of different environments, talk and get to know each other, because that's what we're going to be doing after all. We're going to be at a coffee shop talking. We're going to be at a dog park talking. We're going to be at a food truck eating lunch talking. But to a lot of these modern women, and I think, honestly, before I say this, the 6 foot 6 figures, in a way, yeah, people believe that, but I think it's also just it's kind of like a symbol. That's not the word that I'm looking for, but it's kind of like they say it in place of what's actually going on. Like, I can never really do enough. Well, I'm 6 foot. Oh, well, you're not making 6 figures. Well, I'm making 6 figures. Well, you don't have a 6-pack. Well, I have a 6-pack. Oh, okay. Well, you don't have blonde hair. It's always something with women. The list is never ending, and men just get tired of that. You say effort, but men have been giving effort. Men have been showing up, and it's never enough. That's where the fatigue in dating for men is coming from.
It really be your own people, dude. My 16-year-old just found out that his dad isn't his real dad anymore because of my bitter-ass sister. She claims it's for his own good. But in what way is that for his own good? When I found out I was pregnant with my son, I made the logical choice to pick the father that made the most money. His real dad was working at McDonald's for like $8.25 an hour. I don't want that as a man. He was just one of my hoes, and that was that. And I got pregnant, and so I picked the richer dad. And although the richer dad didn't take care of him and hasn't been around, he does pay child support, and he pays a lot, and it pays for a majority of my rent. Well, my sister never liked that, and I finally let her have my son thinking I could trust. And she tells my son and confides in him that his dad isn't his real dad. And now he went and found his real dad behind my back with my sister, and they are all trying to fight and get my son taken away from me. My son doesn't want to live in my house. We haven't talked in 3 days. I think it's the most miserable thing a person can ever do is ruin something like that. I picked the right choice. Now who's going to pay my bills now? Because now they also told that the guy that's been on child support all these years, and he's trying to come after me and sue me for all the money he's been paying. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I didn't do anything wrong here.
Hookup culture, I think, is so harmful. Because they're bonding physically, spiritually, and then they're ripping apart from each other.
For me, I can't really just act like that. I can't just move on.
It's very painful because there is a spiritual relationship with sex. Not every act will bring life into the world. Obviously, a woman's fertility window is only a few days a month, but it can bring life into the world. So if you look at those two realities about that it's designed for procreation and it's designed for unity, then I think those are the two purposes of sex. Has a moral code, puts back where it belongs, which is in committed, lifelong relationships that are, yes, preparing for the responsibility of children. That is very countercultural because a lot of people are like, well, I get to do what I want. Don't tell me what to do. And it's like, it's not so much about telling you what to do as it is about the importance of accepting responsibility for your actions. That's another cultural shift that needs to happen.
You don't get to play the victim. You got on here and made a video and said that most men are ugly. And now that people are attacking your looks, you want to play the victim.
And I thank God that I am mentally, emotionally, spiritually strong enough to not be influenced to do something like that by someone like you. But if I was, I'd put your name in the letter so that you would get a visit from the police after I was gone.
Did the thought not cross your mind that prior to making that video of saying most men are ugly, that people would come after your looks? So you would therefore be prepared to be attacked in your comment section and have videos made about you.
Most men are deeply unattractive because of Mother Nature and something called the Great Scam. The Great Scam was the day that the male of the species convinced the female of the species that it no longer needed to prove itself worthy in order to reproduce and have babies, but the fact that the men are ugly says otherwise.
There are some messages, regardless of whether it's right or wrong, that some people should not be the messenger for. And I think you should have sat this one out.
Most of the people that I know on child support take damn good care of their kids. It's just a failed relationship.
Real shit.
And now now you done ran your ass down there and put them folks in my business.
That's a scam.
Just because we didn't work out.
Yeah.
But you know for a fact that I'm here taking school, extracurricular. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Why the hell I'm on child support, man?
I've seen it happen too many times, and it be like, this dude really take care of his kids. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Y'all can cancel me. If you don't like it, you can unfollow me. But every time the conversation about immodesty get brought up, you women use the same scapegoat. Oh, men should have more self-control. Men shouldn't lust. As if that really justifies what y'all be doing. It's really not about modesty. It's really about perversion. If a grown man walked into the grocery store with no shirt on, hard as a rock, meat swinging from aisle to aisle, he would be arrested for a decent exposure. Everybody in the grocery store would be acting so shocked that he would do such a thing. Yet you go to every place, the school, the grocery store, to the church, with y'all breast showing, with y'all butt out, with y'all print showing, and you have no shame. You're perverted. You're beyond immodest. If you don't understand that being a root word of sexy is, you don't understand that you shouldn't be having to be around children, around old people, and it is a time and a place for that, you're perverted. And you're not doing this because you think it's cute anymore. You're doing this because something inside of you wants to pervert men, to corrupt men, to turn children. This is what's wrong with immodesty. The perversion of it all.
When does it end? When does it end? When can we have a little bit of peace? Well, the men like it. Let's say the men did like it. Let's say the men enjoyed looking at it. Maybe there's a time and place for that. Maybe you should start reading the room. A man say, hey man, I got my kids, man. I got my kids. What you doing here? I mean, it'd be one thing. I'll give you the gym. Would I like it? No. But I'll give you the gym. But what happens when y'all start doing this foolishness in family restaurants? What happens when y'all start doing this foolishness at theme parks, at water parks, when kids are present? That's when kids supposed to be there. You can't even say, well, why would you? It's a place for everybody to go. Why would you take your kid? Because it's Disney World. It's Disneyland. So that's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's for them. I'm taking them to Disney World because it's for them. It's not for you and your loser mentality to come up here doing stupid stuff. Are you okay? And y'all just be nasty with it. I saw a woman in the gym. I think Joey Swole posted a video or something like that where he was reacting to it. And the woman, and I know he's saying she was filming OF content, but she was taking like one of those little bars that you pulled it down and like the little string. She was rubbing that in between her behind. Like, bro, that's gross. Well, I clean myself. That's nasty. I got shorts on. Nasty. It's freaking nasty. Stop doing that. You guys are gross. You guys are perverted. You guys are weird. Once again, we don't call these modern women losers enough.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
This house is disgusting. I know. That's why I thought I walked in. I was like, what the fuck happened to the house? CBS really needs to evolve.
Yeah, oh, there you go. We can all have, get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me.
I'm sorry.
Keep your distance. Get away from me. Get away from me.
I wonder if Jimmy hates you.
Get away from me. Not your husband.
Oh, I'm sorry. My ex-husband. Whoa, Jimmy.
Whoa. Jimmy, come here.
Why do you keep calling him like he's a superhero?
Well, that was a satisfying ending after egregiously horrific behavior. I think any one of us would have crashed out if our spouse's ex came barging into our house, criticizing everything, calling us trashy, saying our spouse hates us in front of our kids. So watching her leave in cuffs was pretty rewarding. So the stepmom who posted this video, Melanie, is getting a lot of support online. But here's something that you might not know, is that Melanie freaking deserved it. Yes, of course, I wish the kids weren't involved, but one thing you will learn about Melanie if you go on her profile and listen to her own testimony about her life is that she is a horrible person who absolutely had that coming. So shortly after that video went viral, Melanie made a follow-up story time basically explaining explaining that Danita, the ex-wife who was in her house with her twin, was super nasty to her and always has been, saying things like she could always take her family back whenever she wants, she's the one her husband really wants. But Melanie herself does the same thing. Here, a chart will help. Jimmy's in the middle, he's the guy at the center of this all. Danita's his ex-wife who was in there with the twin. Melanie is the current wife, but what you don't know yet is that Melanie also has an ex-husband named Patrick, and Patrick remarried a nice young lady named Kelsey. And once this all started going viral, Kelsey didn't really appreciate Melanie being painted as this innocent angel online, so she came out with receipts proving that Melanie had been arrested, had restraining orders against her, and had lost custody of her children with Patrick for a significant period of time, and once she did get custody back, immediately started alienating Patrick as much as she could. This made Melanie so mad that she retaliated against Kelsey by making all of these videos saying the exact same things to Kelsey that she said were too mean for Danita to say to her.
I don't feel any which way towards you. I just feel like I feel sorry for you, and I wonder how much of me is centered in your marriage. But at the same time, I also know that I'm the foundation of your marriage. And by the way, he didn't even want to divorce me.
Not only that, but she changed her profile picture to a picture of her and Patrick from when they were still together, changed her bio to say Patrick's first wife, and started uploading romantic video montages of photos from when her and Patrick were still together. And the worst, possibly most disgusting part is that Melanie herself admits that she was so mad at Patrick's mom for helping him after their divorce that she emailed her revenge videos of herself performing acts on Patrick, her son. Also, most of these videos were filmed on a Navy base while she was at work, so she is definitely getting fired. Anyway, let this be a reminder that we shouldn't just immediately pick sides on TikTok, because some of these people who really want you to think that they're the victims are anything but.
And you know, all of this could have been avoided. Nobody would have cared about this had you just kept it to yourself. Whoever is wrong in the situation, whoever is right. Maybe y'all are both right. Maybe y'all are both wrong. Who knows? But it would have been a case of who knows? That's what it would have been a case of. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. It's not something that's going on in my world. I don't give a crap. I don't care about that. I don't even know who those people are. But because modern women, they seek to, first of all, they're messy. They bring drama. They bring chaos, and you're seeing it right now. Really, honestly and truly, you can bring it from both sides. Honestly, even with Kelsey, and thank you for your service, but even with Kelsey, right? She could have kind of stayed out of it and said, those people, no, I'm not doing any of that. I'm just going to let them fight it out. Whoever gets whatever who gets, I don't care. I'm staying out of it. My husband and I are going to be happy together. Let them work that out. She jumps in the mix. And she says, I don't like the way that she's been portrayed online. I'm going to show some receipts too. So it's chaos, it's drama, it's messiness. Now, once again, I appreciate you for putting those receipts out there to Kelsey. But what if push comes to shove and something goes left? A husband or a woman, one of these women gets upset and they say, you know what? I'm going to retaliate against Kelsey. They're going to come to the house. Whatever his name is, Patrick's in the yard trying to water the grass, maybe wash his car. Whoever that twin is comes over there throwing eggs out the house, bringing the police over under false pretenses, just because you had to open your mouth. Maybe either one of those ladies' husband or ex-husband or whoever it is that they've gone across town and lied to comes over and says, now why did you say that about my wife or my sister or whatever? Because you inserted yourself in drama. Stay far away from drama. Men don't want to be a part of that. You wonder why men are choosing to stay single. It's because of nonsense like this. When modern women get online and they spread their business for no freaking reason. Even if you would have just recorded that to the lady that, Lauren was exposing. Even if you would have just recorded that for your own whatever, you didn't have to throw that online, causing problems where there isn't any.
Found this scrolling on social media. Let me know what y'all think about this.
There's a huge disconnect happening between men and women right now, and I want to share something I've been realizing about why men seem to be getting better while most women are struggling more. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Men have all these platforms teaching them accountability and how to level up. But when I look at what we as women are consuming, it honestly made me realize something important. Men have podcasts like Fresh and Fit and Jocko Podcast teaching discipline, Jordan Peterson teaching accountability, David Goggins teaching mental toughness, and there's so many more. They're consuming content that pushes them to build themselves up and take responsibility. But I started noticing what we as women are consuming. Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Call Her Daddy, Girls Gotta Eat, Real Housewives, Love Island, and there's just so many more. And I realized this content is programming us to create more drama, feel more entitled, and expect things without bringing anything valuable ourselves. I see influencers like Sheer7, Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle, teaching manipulation tactics, and others like Ari Kitsia, if that's how you say it, promoting OnlyFans culture, teaching us that our value comes from art instead of building actual or character. So we have reality TV teaching us drama, podcasts teaching us entitlement, and influencers teaching us toxic behaviors. While men are learning discipline, accountability, and how to build real value. I think the reason men don't consume this toxic content is because they don't tolerate drama. But we as women tend to be more drawn to emotional and social content, which makes us more susceptible to this programming. And the media industry knows this and exploits it. And here's what I've noticed. Whenever a woman tries to hold other women accountable, we get defensive and attack her for it. I keep seeing comments saying, this applies to men too, and although you're right, here's what I've observed. Men seem more willing to consume content that challenges them, while we gravitate toward content that validates us. The accountability content for women exists, but we're less likely to engage with it positively. When women try to help other women grow, we often get called pick-me or accused of having internalized misogyny. Men have an entire ecosystem telling them to take responsibility and work harder, and they listen. We have way more content telling us we're perfect as we are and that our problems are someone else's fault. I've realized that most of us don't want to be challenged. We prefer to be validated in our dysfunction. Meanwhile, men are embracing tough love and actually improving themselves. Men are consuming content that makes them better. We're consuming content that makes us worse. And then we wonder why there's such a disconnect. If we want better relationships and lives, we need to start consuming content that challenges us to grow, not content that validates our worst behavior.
Let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments section.
My mom got like on her knees when we were planning the wedding and she's like, please don't get married.
This. You're not marrying her. Sit down, put that away. No, not part of this family.
Mummy knows best.
Don't
you think a bit out of order? What's it got to do with you? Even
It's
wants
got
to marry.
everything to do with me. I told you about women like her.
We've not spoken about this. What are you
But
doing?
you can't marry her.
Down.
It's
nothing to do with you.
It's everything to do with me.
No, it's not. He's
He's
old
my
enough to
only-
make his own money.
He's my only son. My only son, and he's not marrying her. I'm telling you.
Oh
What's
my
wrong with
God,
me?
dear.
Why?
Oh
Nothing
dear.
against
I'm
you,
going
love.
before it kicks
You're
off.
better than this. And spending that money on that's just mad.
No, Mum, you're
Crazy.
across the line here.
No, you're not marrying her. It's not happening.
I am marrying her. What are
You're
you doing?
not.
It's
I'm
not-
telling you, no, it's not happening.
It's
not
got
happening.
nothing to do with
It's
you.
everything
He
to
wants
do
to
with
marry
He's my
or
son.
it doesn't matter. He's
It
old
does
enough to
matter.
make his own
No, he's
decisions
not.
now.
He's
This is
not
about
No.
us two.
No, he's not marrying her.
What's wrong with her?
We didn't have something like her in mind, did we, when we talked about it?
What's they done? What's this we thing?
Yes,
Don't
so
bring
really.
me into it.
I'm
Right.
not. I'm just saying it's
Sorry,
it's your
son.
own
Come on,
good.
out the
Don't
way.
bully me.
Out
I'm
the
just
house.
saying it's not happening.
Out the house.
All women are they're just evil and they're just nasty, probably including myself.
I saw a post that said women have so much evil in their blood that God had to drain it once a month, and where's I?
I'm 30 years old and I couldn't be more uninterested in marriage and dating. I've done so much on my own that I'm genuinely unimpressed by the population of men that we have to date. I have not met one person that has made my life significantly easier because I firmly believe that when you get into a partnership with a man, a woman never benefits. I did the move in with a guy thing and I like daydreamed about it my entire life and I didn't. I was like, ew, like this is literally like free labor and also like free ass work. The thing is for me, I'm hyper independent. Like I have literally lived in 5 different cities by the time I was 30 and I moved every single time by myself. I also bought a place when I was 25, a mortgage on my own. I know how to do electrical work. I know how to patch drywall. Like as long as I have a YouTube video, I'm good. I own my own business. I set up an LLC. I'm literally doing all these things. And when a man is literally trying to pen pal with me just to be casual, like it gives me the ick because like, what do you have to offer? Oh, you paid for my dinner. Oh, you paid for my drinks. You paid for my trip. Okay, like I can do that myself. The appeal is not there. Unless a man is truly making my life significantly easier, I would rather be single than be in bad company.
Not another OnlyFans chick exposing Zion, right?
What are you doing now?
What is this?
What light? Oh, is that heat though, or just like?
Oh no, the real heat comes out of that.
Her voice sounds so annoying.
Oh, look at the boat.
Not you acting like you ain't never been to a nice hotel room before.
Yeah.
The nice view.
Look at the boat.
Zion Williamson is at it again. Not for nothing, you would think between all the, like, his big love for OnlyFans, like real nasty stank ass, they just don't stop. Like, Zion got a type, dog. He really likes skanky, like big weird booty, 60% plastic, talk like hood rat type chicks. He really dig that. Like, if you got a type, you got a type. What I don't get is, as the OnlyFans chick, why are you gonna put him out there? Like, if he sees it, he's like, you see, I can't mess with you no more. If it was all about money, you gonna tell me you couldn't get more money from Zion by just keeping it hush and being one of them chicks that like, yo, this is between me and you, like, that's it. You gonna tell me this chick only has $600 before he sent her $2,000 for ass? Damn, like OF and broke? That's insane. Then she walking around like she never been in a nice hotel room before. Like, these chicks, you could tell, I don't know if she been starstruck like that, but she looked like she ain't never been with someone better than him or an athlete before, and she don't look good. Like, I'm sorry, but Zion, for real, you couldn't do better than this? Then again, bro, he do got a type, so, you know, when you need your chick hood ratty, talking like a dude and looking skank, yeah, he got a type for sure.
She's trying to attract customers, Doc. That's what she's doing. Look who I'm messing with, girls. Look who I'm messing with. You know, you can keep the grift going, actually, if you wanted to. You can say, look, I got this man, and I can show you how to get more men like this. And she can sell God knows how many courses before people figure out that she's a fraud. And even when the vast majority of people figure out that she's a fraud and her revenue goes from, I don't know, 6 figures a month, right? Or let's say 5 figures. Let's say she's making 20K from that a month, you know, easy, right? Because these modern women are gullible, if more than that. They say she's a fraud, so it drops down to, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, maybe right on the cusp of 9 if you're having a good month, because she's continuing to sell courses. And they're going to bring her out to certain events and have her for photo shoots and things of that nature because she was affiliated with Zion Williamson. So they putting that stuff out there as marketing. I'm telling you, these modern women, even with no education, are really great at PR. They're just naturally good at it. And even if it makes them look a certain way, terrible in this instance, they're going to do it anyway.
Like, I believe in traditional values in a relationship. I believe that the man...
I don't even know. What's traditional
Well, like,
value?
the man is the head of the household to me. The man runs the decisions. I will ask my man, like, is it okay if I go? Is it okay if I do this? Like, I'm cool with that. I believe in that. I like traditional
believe in
values.
making daddy a sandwich?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
100%. Like, I believe that I should clean up. I believe that I should cook. I believe that if my man is like, comes on through one's house, we could do it. You want a sandwich? I'll get up. Like, I'm not doing none of that. I think that's weird. That's how I was raised. That's how my sisters are with their husband. That's how my dad is with my mom. Like, I don't like that. And I don't want it to be to where I'm making big decisions for our relationship. I want my man to make those decisions, and I want to follow his lead. And yes, as a woman, we always have our little things we're going to say, but for the overall big picture, I don't want that. I want my man to be the head of this entire household. I want him to make the big decisions when we're raising children. I want him to tell me, okay, cool. Like, I don't want that. I just don't want that. Like, that's weird to me. And whoever wants to do that, that's cool. I feel like the newer generation is with some whole freaky stuff. They be on some different little items. Cool. Get into that vibe. I am just old school values like that.
What is the difference, the main difference between Cardi B sharing Offset, her husband, and Cardi B sharing Stephon Diggs, her side nigga?
Honestly, I don't think Cardi B intended to get pregnant. So when it happened, it was just like she just continued to just keep going with it.
So,
like, piggybacking off of what she
you
said.
have Ross and you don't intend to get pregnant?
No, I'm not saying.
Okay.
I believe Offset was doing the same thing, so she figured, let me just get my get back and do it back.
Offset had a baby?
There was rumors about it.
But did the baby ever pop up?
I
So that isn't the same thing, is it? Don't worry about it. Took you 5 minutes to come up with that shit? Took you 5 minutes to come up with that dissertation? Oh, So your husband can't cheat, but your side nigga can cheat. The man that gives you a life, a generation of wealth, a family, he can't cheat. But you go over here and smack the goddamn football player that got 4 others pregnant, he can do whatever he want to do. Well, give me the football player relationship for 500, Alex. You mean to tell me that my wife is gonna go crack a nigga that just showed her some attention when I was over here goddamn changing pampers and getting throw up on, that I'll be the side for 5,000, Alex, for the rest of my life? Ugly money. Do you think that sides actually have a better deal than Maine? Because if Offset was the main guy and Stefan was the side guy, it just seems that Stefan got the same cat.
I had a woman ask me why she can't lose weight, right, ladies? And I told her, I said, if he wanted to, he would. She said, no, not him. I said, I know. I said, if he wanted to, he would. She said, what are you talking about? I said, if he wanted to, he would. She said, I don't get it. I said, don't y'all use that a lot? She said, yeah, that's true. If a man want to, he gonna do it. I said, okay, do you want to lose weight? She said, yes. I said, if you want to, you will. She got mad. What did you get mad at me for? You want me to lie to you as your coach, or you want me to tell you the truth? You like to use that if he wanted to, he would line, right? Meaning if a man really wanted to do something for you, then he gonna do that. And if he don't, he's fully correct. She said, yeah. I said, all right. If you really wanted to lose that weight, then you would, baby girl. I love you. I'm gonna hold your hand. But you're playing. Because if you really wanted to, you would. It was crickets after that. You could hear a mouse piss on cotton after that. You could hear a feather hit the ground. Ladies, I love y'all. And as a male online coach who coaches women, I just got to tell y'all the truth. If you wanted to, you would. Baby, it's been 5 New Years in a row. You done gained more weight instead of lost it. You don't want to lose it for real. You just like the idea of it. You're not ready to go through what it takes to do it. So stop telling me you want to lose it. If you wanted to, you would. The same way you be talking about that man. Because we love to get on the internet and talk about, this whole relationship on both ends. We love to talk about if he wanted to, he would. Or if she wanted to, she would. And if you wanted to lose that weight, you would. You don't want to. So I ain't trying to hear. I love y'all. Have a good day. With all due respect.
I don't advocate for cheating, but gonna do it anyway.
Get out my house. Get out my house. Get out my house. Get out my house.
Whoa. Damn, she slapped bro out of that nice ass dream and told him get out. But listen, y'all can't be cheating and be homeless, bro. Shorty's gonna go through your phone. I have part 2, so check this part out.
Get out of my house.
Man, why you just smacking me?
Get out of my house.
I didn't do it.
Get out of my house. Take your phone. Get out of my house. Get the
Bro, what the fuck you doing?
Get out my house. Bitch, get your and go now. Bitch, I'll call the police on your ass. Get the house. Get out my house. Get out my house. I'm not playing with you.
Why would you just
get
smack
out,
my face?
Get out my house. Get out my house.
It's 5:27.
Get out my house.
Why would you smack me?
Get out my house, man. Get out my house.
Why would you just smack me,
Get
bro?
the fuck out my house. Get out my house.
Why would you just smack me?
I swear to God, I will you in this. Get the fuck out of my house.
Bro, why is you...
Get your shit and go. Get the out.
What is you doing the most for?
Get your and go. Get your and go. Take your blanket. Get out of my house now.
Because of what?
Get out of my house.
Bro, stop
Get out. Get out my house. Get out. I swear to God, I will kill you. I will.
I know it's funny to us seeing that because we're on the outside looking in, but Shorty put herself in a very dangerous situation. Just imagine if he was the type of after you smacked him to drag you by your hand and beat your ass. Whether or not you call the cops and say, hey, my boyfriend, I call him cheating on me. They don't give a fuck about that. The moment it gets domestic, somebody puts their hands on somebody, that's a problem. So you calling the cops after you assault him first. I mean, he has all right to defend himself. Word of advice to anybody going through somebody's phone to catch the person that you're with cheating. You have to make up in your mind whether you're going to leave or stay. Because if you stay, you get what's coming with it. If you decide to leave, you can't move like this. You're just setting yourself up to go back to the person. You can tell she's upset, but most likely I think she will go back. And you want to get married. Pack it up.
He got a point. He does have a point. You put yourself in danger by doing that. To be honest with you, I understand that you're upset, but this is what we talk about, right? We talk about, men keeping their hands to themselves, no matter how angry they are. And I understand that you're angry, but that could have gone left. And, that man could have hurt you really bad. So I just, like he said, be careful.
Wait, this is the same girl that I had to kick out my crib because I caught her ass cheating. I'm gonna call the front desk and check you out if you keep doing this. I ain't gonna lie, you got till 10. I'm gonna pull up. And not only that, she was fiending to get cracked by me, and she was fiending to get cracked by 2 of my friends. At the same time, mind you. You gave me herpes and then tried moving to my city, acting like I'm gonna want your ass back.
I remember a time before the internet where if you had something very personal about yourself, you didn't even want 2 or 3 people to know, let alone millions of people. I think it's safe to say those times have passed.
Yes, I gave him herpes, but like I didn't know I had them, so that's like not my fault. And I didn't even cheat, bro. I was literally texting another guy in the front seat of his car while he was driving and he saw my phone.
I fear that at some point the need for validation and attention from being online is going to be worse than some drugs that you can take. At this point, I can't make sense of it. I can't see any logic whatsoever as to why y'all get on here and say the things that y'all say. Y'all are just internet junkies at this point.
I agree, man. I mean, not everything needs to be for public consumption. Some of this stuff can remain off the internet. Just stop saying it. Nobody wants to hear it. We don't need to hear it. Instead of discussing this stuff with their doctors and their therapists, they get online and start telling people their entire business. What happens if somebody you run across sees this video, you really like that person, and they're like, nah, I seen your videos. I seen how reckless you moving out here. I don't want to be a part of that. Then you're going to be upset. You're going to be calling them shallow, but really they just making a judgment call based on what you out here talking about and the way that you move.
Wonder why women are able to get over relationships so quickly? How they're able to just monkey brain to the next guy, not even give it a thought? Meanwhile, the guy's heart is broken and they just are cold-blooded? You guys ever wonder why? I'll tell you why. It's a biological imperative, my friends. Okay, it's called Briffel's Law. Basically, once the man stops providing value to her, she's going to end the relationship. Okay? The formation of the relationship and the existence of the relationship is basically based on the female's needs and if they're still being met. If they're not, the relationship more than likely will end. Because like I've told you guys before, women are professional and biological resource extractors. If they're no longer able to extract from you, the time is ticking and they will leave. And this is a very uncomfortable reality that we don't teach young men. Briffel's Law, also known as Briffel's Law of the animal family, states that in animal societies, the female, not the male, determines the conditions of family life. This means that if the female doesn't see a benefit in associating with the male, no such association will occur. Burn this into your brain, guys. Briffel's Law, also known as Briffel's Law of the animal family, states that in animal societies, the female, not the male, determines the conditions of family life. This means that if the female doesn't see a benefit in associating with the male, no such association will occur. In essence, the female's needs and preferences dictate the social structure and relationships within a species. Okay? You guys got to burn this into your brain. Okay? This law right here is going to keep you from simping. This law right here is going to aware you on how women really move. So when they break up with you and you're sitting there crying, wondering why are they so cold-blooded?
Remember that chick that ended her engagement recently? She's speaking out about it.
I ended my engagement. I have been debating sharing this with the internet. I always said that I was never going to be the kind of influencer that only shares the good parts of my life. I've been able to build a platform because I'm authentic. It's really important for me to own my narrative instead of letting people assume and start rumors. Ending my engagement was the hardest thing I think I've ever had to do in my entire life. It's really not the breakup itself that's hard, but it's also having to break up with the idea of the future that you planned and grieving that too. And at this big age, 31 years old, it feels like your clock is ticking faster and faster. I think that if sharing my story helps just one person, then it's worth it. I was trying so hard to make it work. Eventually, trying to make it work felt exhausting. It literally took me accepting the hard truth that I tried to ignore. Now, the moment I accepted that and said it out loud, I felt so much relief and honestly freedom. Not because I didn't care. I was finally listening to myself.
So he basically dodged the bullet, because I don't hear what she's saying here that's making any sense to where he was a good man. He was willing to marry her. He loved her. This is her fighting something in herself of he's missing something. This is that same, that 80-20. He's a good man. He got everything going, but there's something missing. It's me. It's not you. It's me. She's an influencer. I'm sure her friends influence her decisions, always telling her homegirls, they will steer women that have a good thing down the wrong direction. And then she talks about being authentic. You literally went online to put out, oh, I'm ending my engagement. I'm moving now, starting a new life. Like, you put that out there into the world for people to, get that own narrative. That's why she's backtracking and making this video now, because she cares about what other people think. When if it's something that's the hardest thing in your life, why wouldn't you keep that to yourself? That's something that y'all went through. The internet don't gotta know your damn business, especially about something so personal. And so she's putting it out there, talking about, oh, you could just start over. You are 31. The wall is coming. And shout out to her, the dude, because he dodged a bullet. He literally dodged a bullet. He saved himself a lot, because Lord knows if she would have married this man with the way her mind works, she would have divorced him. He would have lost half of whatever he got. And let me tell you something, that influencer life, that is toxic. So he dodged the bullet. And by the time she's ready to spin the block, knowing that the streets ain't for her, hopefully he got, a woman that doesn't have to go to the internet for validation to tell everything about her life, to where now she got to backtrack and give this story about, well, I just chose me. She just doubled down. She didn't say, and then help somebody. All she's doing is giving advice. Hey, if you feel you're in a great relationship with a great person, don't be afraid to leave. That's what I'm getting out of this. So yeah, homie dodged the bullet. Good for him.
Right. They always talk about breaking up the future they planned for themselves. You're divorcing yourself from the idea of a future that you planned, that you had in mind, the stuff that you wanted to do. It's all about me. I always said that I was going to be a creator that let it all hang out, regardless of what that man said, regardless of what that man wanted. This is how I'm going to live my life, and that man better get with it. Regardless of if he want his business online, I'm going to let it all hang out. I think there's a proverb somewhere that said, don't let your left hand know what the right hand is doing, and vice versa. Don't tell all your business. Your family don't got to know everything that's going on. Your friends don't got to know everything that's going on. You can be quiet sometimes. Well, I want to be transparent and authentic. You can do that without telling everybody all of your business. And then when somebody says, no, that sounds kind of stupid, and they start judging you for it, now, oh, I need to take my power back and control my own narrative. You gave your power away when you opened your mouth and you posted the video. It's no one's fault that you got out here and made yourself look sickly. It's nobody's fault that you got out here and made yourself look ignorant. Nobody's fault but yours.